Hello mini makers, today we will be making a Gumoss from Palword for 3D printing. We will begin with the body, add a sphere, and delete half of the vertices in edit mode to make a hemisphere. Use proportional editing to make a squatter form for the body, then enter sculpt mode to begin moving out the base so we can have a more slime-like shape. We can add some volume using the draw tool and the smooth tool in sculpt mode. We can then make the mouth using the mask tool, invert the mask, and use the inflate mesh filter tool to push the mouth inward. You can use the nudge tool to push the mouth slightly into a better position. Use the inflate tool to give the top lip a little bit more volume. At any point sculpting, you can add some more geometry to the body by using dynamic topology. Set your inflate tool to 0 and draw the vertices. You can then use the mask tool and the glab tool to move the lips up to create more space for the tongue that we will be adding. For the tongue, add a sphere, scale the sphere in the Z and the Y dimensions, and use proportional editing to get a flatter tip for the tongue. Use proportional editing and rotate to give the tongue a bent look. You can use the clay strips tool and the smooth tool to make any connection between the lips and the body as smooth and as seamless as possible. For the pot head, we can add a sphere, cut the sphere in half to create a hemisphere, exclude the two bottom face loops, and add another edge loop in edge mode to make sure the potted plant lip is sharp. For the eyes, we can go into sculpt mode and use the mask tool, invert the mask, and use the inflate mesh filter tool to push the eyes in, and use the pinch tool to create a sharper border. You can now add the arms by adding a sphere and use proportional editing to make stubby hand-like shapes. For the leaf, add a circle, scale it in the Y dimension, then use F to fill to make the edges between the two opposite vertices. Subdivide the edges and use J to join all the vertices that you have just selected across the center line. Use F to fill in the faces to make a leaf. You can then extrude the leaf in the Z dimension to give the leaf some more volume, and add edge loops near the center line to give it a more paddle-like shape. You can now finalize the shape of the leaf in sculpt mode. For the veins of the leaf, they can be done in sculpt mode using the crease tool with symmetry enabled. You can then use the snake hook tool to move the leaf around to give it a bent-like shape, and then mirror the leaf across the body. The final step is to boolean everything together using the bool tool add-on. If you like this model and want to print it for yourself, please go to my printables page in the description below and download it for yourself. If you would like to support more videos and more models, please support me on my Patreon page.